you.
Right. Yeah. Okay, let's go proceed. Yeah, we are 7. Okay.
Okay,
So
mind
mind
thinking.
thinking. Yeah.
Okay, thoughts are generated and must be balanced through the action of mind and desire concerning objects of nature.
Hmm.
So the thoughts are generated and they must be balanced through the action of mind and desire. Mind and desire concerning the objects of nature. By mind is meant that which uses the conscious light of intelligence loaned to its triune self. So he's saying by mind means that we are loaning this conscious light, light of intelligence to uh, to its triune self. The
Hmm.
general belief is that there is one mind, no other is spoken of. Actually, there are three minds that are available to the human. That is three channels along which that light flows. Okay, let us see what are those. There is the body mind, which operates through the senses concerning all things pertaining to nature. And then there is the feeling mind, which is concerned with the sentiments and feelings. Okay, the next one, desire mind. And there is the desire mind, which has to do with action and action and with desires.
Correct.
Yeah. So these are we will go through in all this furthermore. Three minds: body mind, feeling mind, desire mind. The subject of which a person thinks indicates which one of these three minds he is using. Thus, when one thinks along the line of feeling, he is using the feeling mind. Feeling mind controlled, however, by the body mind and interpreted in terms of the senses. Besides these, there are four minds that are used by the reason and the rightness of the thinker and by the I-ness and the selfness of the knower of the triune self, but these four minds are not available to the doer. Thinking is the steady holding of the conscious light within, within on the
Within,
subject
on the
of,
subject. So, no.
yeah,
Thinking is the steady holding of the conscious light within on the subject
within.
of thinking. Yeah.
So focusing on
Correct.
one subject.
Correct.
Because the function of the knower, the thinker, and the doer are to think, the I-ness of the knower, thinks as identity, and the selfness thinks as knowledge. So he's saying so the I-ness of the knower thinks as identity, me and mine, and the selfness thinks as the knowledge. The rightness and the thinker, the thinks as law, and the reason thinks as justice. So the rightness of the thinker, because there are two sides, thinker has two sides, one is the rightness and the reason. So rightness side thinks as the law and the reason, law and the reason, and then the reason thinks as the justice.
See,
I
it is
think
very
Ram,
important here that
yeah,
while we are reading, in order to experience what is being written, we need to divide ourselves into all those 6 components, right?
yes,
And we should be able to discriminate the thought into all those 6 plus 1, which is the body mind. All those 7 entities, when we are able to decipher, right? The way we experience any content,
it
we
will be
will
more
start
detailed.
feeling that our awareness has gone up that high.
But here he says only the body mind is available to us. The other,
No, it is available given your awareness. He's not
okay, yeah,
saying
that's what
it, but yeah.
yeah. Yes, he says these four minds are not available to the doer. Yeah,
No, that is what he's saying, but look at the last para.
yeah, yes. So the rightness of the thinker thinks as law and the reason thinks as justice. The feeling of the doer should think as beauty and the desire should think as a power. So doer has these feeling and desire. So feeling should be as a beauty and the desire side should be a power.
Correct.
But because of the reduced and imperfect condition of the doer in the body, the feeling of the doer in the human thinks from feeling and the desire thinks from desire.
Mm.
The
Got
feeling of
it.
the doer is so, but because of the reduced and imperfect condition of the doer in the body, the feeling of the doer in the human thinks from feeling and the desire thinks from desire. And feeling and desire are both compelled by the body mind and the senses to think of themselves as the senses and as sensation. So that the feeling of the doer in the body thinks with the feeling mind, subjected to the body mind, and the desire thinks with the desire mind, subjected to the body mind. And both are made to think in terms of the senses. See, that is the main problem. Yeah. Because
That is why you are not able to think of
feel.
the feeling separately, the desire separately. Right now, in your journey to manifestation, you will find that the content in this para plays a dominant role. Just think about it. The inner feeling,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, what
Yeah.
are you saying? Because the functions of the knower, the thinker and doer are to think. Now, knower, I-ness and selfness, right? Or
Yes.
I-ness and knowledge.
Yeah.
So, your knower thinks as identity and selfness, thinks as knowledge. Now, are you able to
Yes.
discriminate them? You are not able to
No.
break it unless you reach that level of consciousness.
Yes.
Right?
That separation
Likewise,
of body mind.
right?
Yeah.
Likewise, your thinker, right? Because of your conscience and your belief system, right? Because of the compulsions of the body mind, people compromise on rightness and reason. That is why you have people taking actions which they don't approve.
So because of the mind reasoning.
But no, because the mind is subservient to the body mind.
Yes.
That desire, desire is not thought as the beauty. The desire is not thought as the power. Desire is thought as the animal instinct desire. Same way feeling, right? So if we are able to, if we want to rise, that rise is possible only when we start applying these methodologies in our thinking. That is the hidden activity that we can derive from these two paras.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And also we can make a table or something like that, saying that what is the right way, what is the wrong way.
Yeah. No, that right way, wrong way, beautifully somewhere, I think in physical destiny or in psychic destiny, how it impacts us. He takes the example
Mm.
of somebody who wants to acquire some land,
Ah, yes. You used an example. Yes.
right? And he explains what happens if he does it under the influence of greed. So you will take any means and then acquire it. But you will start living under a sort of a hidden fear that you have wronged someone in acquiring that. And that will eat into you. Yeah. Let's continue.
But yeah, we finished. Yeah, thoughts,
Everyone is
thoughts are.
clear. I see Lakshmi who has joined, I think, for the first time. And so is Padma.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you have understood what this is saying, right?
Yes,
Very good. Yeah.
Thoughts
So,
on subjects. Thoughts
yeah.
on subjects in the physical world are four classes. They are sexual, elemental, and emotional thoughts, all of which are stimulated by sensations, that is, elementals, nature units coming from outside the human, and intellectual thoughts, which may come from without or from within, but are always stimulated by sensations. The
So
thoughts that are,
everything that is happening in the physical world is by virtue of senses.
yeah, sensations, yes.
Yeah. Right?
The thoughts that are started from without or start from within are caused by the action of nature upon the breath form through the four senses and their systems, the representative of nature. Thoughts of subjects in the light, life, and form worlds are conceived of by men only as they are able to apply them to physical things.
Correct.
So only whatever the human is doing, they are only using their four senses. Only through their four senses they connect to the four systems in the body.
And how
Yeah,
you conceive things, how do you conceptualize
you
the things, right?
perceive through only your sense.
That, correct. And what he is saying, thoughts of subjects in the light, life, and form worlds are conceived by human only as they are able to apply them to physical things. That means you need to create a picture of it. You should be able to conceive what it is. Okay. In those forms, these words don't have any meaning. The thoughts are in that condition. Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
continue.
only physically, only we are seeing, but we are not ignoring the other forms. Yes. The
Correct.
thoughts that are started from without or start,
You have
or did
finished
I
that.
finish? Finished.
Yeah.
Okay. They can be thinking about the triune self, but thoughts are always concerned with the nature and are the result of thinking with attachment to objects of nature. So that is
Correct.
another problem. We all get attached to the objects of nature.
Correct.
That is material things. Therefore, thinking which creates thoughts holds the human beings to nature. That is the reason why freedom of the doer in the body and immortality of the body can be attained only by the thinking which does not create thoughts or destiny, that is, thinking which is not attached to objects. So that's why there is a last at the end also there is another chapter. He talks about how to create destiny without
No,
how to
no, the
create,
how
yeah,
to
thought.
create thoughts with, I mean, the how to think without creating thoughts.
Yeah,
So, what is his discrimination between the two? He is discriminating the two.
attachment.
Yes, yes, yes. The word here is this is what is deciding. This is what is discriminating the two. We need to keep that in mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts on subjects in the physical world are those which have filled the heads and hearts of men. So always, human thinks in only in terms of the subjects in the physical world. These
Mm.
kinds of thoughts include religion and even the metaphysics of religion such as speculations about the Trinity and the nature of God. Nature of God. It includes politics, government, customs, literature, art, in short, everything that there is on the earth. So only human thinks only in terms of all this. In
No,
this
what he
side,
is saying, no, look at this. Wow, look at the construct. Thoughts on
the thoughts and
subjects.
the physical world.
Subjects in the physical world, thoughts on subjects in the physical world are those which have filled the heads and hearts
And the
of
heart.
men. That means the way you have understood them, the way that you have manifested them, the way you believe them, the practices that you have adopted till now. Just think about it. Right? So, thoughts on the subjects in the physical world are those which have filled. What fills our head and heart? What we are able to accept. What are we able to accept? Those that align with our thinking process, those that align with our desires, those that align with our expectations, and those that we have enjoyed accepting by virtue of our senses. That is what we fill our heart and heads with. Right? So
And
he is
also,
actually taking, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
see, these are things we are in the society, and surrounded with.
Hmm. So all these customs, everything, those are what we have accepted.
Yes.
Right.
That is why
That's
always
true. Yeah.
our minds and hearts are filled with all these thoughts. Okay,
Exactly.
in this side, chiefly sexual, elemental, emotional, and intellectual thoughts are dealt with because they have made men what they are and will for some time to come make the world and the men and the creatures in it and bring on the events which are usually ascribed to God. They are God, destiny, or chance in such a long sentence, but yeah, basically, we always, yeah, whatever happens, we ascribe to God, destiny, and chance.
No, see, here, because they have men made what they are,
Because of these
will
thoughts,
for some time to come make the world and the men and the creatures in it bring on events which are usually ascribed to God, destiny, or chance. What is he trying to say? In this environment, in this manifestation, right? All of them that you experience are based on because they have made men what they are. That is, if we take and try to define the word men or woman for that matter, the occupant, right? You start attributing things to recognize them, you will start defining the characteristics or the personality. That personality again will have thoughts, experiences, memories, and so on. That is what he is highlighting here. In this sight, in this physical world. Are you getting the point? All of you. Right? So he is saying, in this sight, chiefly, he's talking about thoughts, this entire topic, right? Chiefly sexual, elemental, emotional, and intellectual thoughts are dealt with. Whatever thoughts that you entertain, they are dealt with what you are, with your personality. Right?
yes,
Right? And it will
because
continue that way. It will continue that way. And that continuation will bring on events which are usually They don't take responsibility. They will not say it is because they have thought about it. God gave it to me. Yeah. Let's go ahead. Ma'am,
Yeah.
you are saying something. I thought I interrupted you.
Who, me?
Yeah?
No,
Or
no,
was
no.
it someone
See,
else?
no. The reason is he's saying always because in this society, these are all the main things, sexual, elemental, emotional, about things. That is, we keep thinking that, but we forget that we are the creators. We
Correct.
ascribe everything God or destiny.
Yes.
Okay. Thinking of time, of space, of mathematics, or any subjects in life, in the life world or the light world of the earth sphere is not particularly dealt with here. Okay. Such thinking need have no direct physical expression and is not exteriorized unless a thought is created that relates to the physical plane.
Correct.
So only, so he says exceptions are time, space, mathematics, they're not dealt with in the exteriorization of these things on the physical plane, on the physical world.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, the
Let's
body,
proceed.
yeah,
Yeah.
the body will have to be cleansed. Its centers brought to life and its channels open before thoughts of the life and the light world can be had.
Correct.
So before we open the channels to the life world and light world, he says the body has to be cleaned. Okay, it has to be cleansed. Most men
Yeah.
and women are mere doers whose feeling and desire are ruled by sensations and who refuses to be ruled by the thinker and knower parts of the triune self. They
Correct.
have few, any ideas. So, thoughts of a sexual, elemental, and emotional nature hold the stage together with a few intellectual thoughts, which are entertained to be the servants of the three other kinds.
Correct.
Okay, basically, we always think in terms of all these sexual,
Most men
elemental.
and women are merely doers whose feeling and desires are ruled by sensations and who refuse to be ruled by the thinker or knower. That means they are under the control of the body mind. Most of them. They
Yeah,
have
mostly we use.
few, if any, ideals. They do not have any ideals. Right? They do not have any principles. Because the body mind, that is the desire and feeling, can dictate things the way it wants based on the experiences that they are undertaking. So thoughts of a sexual, elemental, and emotional nature hold the stage because they are under the control of the body mind, together with a few intellectual thoughts which are entertained to be the servants. So whatever intellectual thoughts they get, they utilize it to this advantage. Okay. Those who are doing spiritual tablets, this is the bhogi. In the Rogi Bhogi Yogi, he only wants to do it for his pleasures. Whatever, even the learning that he does, it is only for his pleasure. Yeah,
Yeah, he always looks for that, sir. That is the main component.
correct. Correct. Yeah, let's
Okay.
proceed further.
As, as to the nature and properties of thoughts, there is nothing on the visible plane to which a thought can be compared.
Correct.
This makes it hard to describe the nature and properties of a thought, even though all physical things are exteriorized parts of the thoughts. That is why it is for us to hard to believe through thoughts we are making our own reality.
No, yes, and we are only able to perceive only when it has exteriorized.
Because it is not in the visible plane, it is not in the visible plane.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
So a thought is a being. A thought is a being. A thought is
Correct.
a being. It has a system, though only a rudimentary one.
Hmm.
The system is made up of light of intelligence, which represents some of the faculties of the intelligence, of projections from the doer, thinker, and knower, and of the units from the four elementals of nature. It is made up of and clothed in all the grades of nature matter in varying proportions. So
Correct.
this is all the.
So now what is he saying? Thoughts have a system, even though it may be a very, very rudimentary one. What is the ecosystem consisting of? It has got the light of intelligence, right? Which represents some of the faculties of intelligence. What are the faculties of intelligence? The wisdom and so it has got some portions of that. Then the second part of the ecosystem is projections. That light passing through the
Doer, thinker,
knower,
doer,
thinker, doer, as it is moving down, right? It is getting
yeah,
clouded by that environment, and whatever is passing through is getting projected. Or whatever is passing through is getting absorbed, and whatever is getting blocked is the shape of that can get projected. So whatever you are able to comprehend at those levels, you are able to project it, right? That is what is getting projected to the physical world, our ability to understand them. Okay. Then it says units from the four elements of nature. What are the four elements of nature?
earth, water, air, fire.
Correct. So those are contributing. Okay. It is made up of and clothed in all grades of nature matter in varying components. That is the full complement. Someone had a question? Okay, let's
So
proceed.
basically he's saying, we need to consider the thought as a being which has all these components.
No,
Light of
it is a being. He is not asking you to consider. He says
it is a being. Yeah.
it is a being and there is an ecosystem to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Has intelligence and also the nature side, all the elements. Yes.
correct. So what are they? He is now explaining.
It has in it matter of the four states of physical matter drawn through the four senses and their systems in the body. Okay. It has all the four systems of physical matter. And it has the
Correct.
nature matter of form, life, and light words drawn from them in the same way through the breath.
Correct. What is the third? It has?
And it has intelligent matter from the triune self itself, principally feeling and desire, and matter conscious in the degree called light of intelligence. So all
Correct.
these three has
Matter
a thought has.
conscious. So the light of intelligence is the measure of the matter.
Degree. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
A thought has no size in the physical sense, but it is vast as compared to the physical acts and objects into which it is later precipitated.
Correct.
So the power of a thought is enormous and superior to all the successive physical acts, objects, and events that body forth its energy. A thought often endures for a time much greater than the whole life of the man who thought about it. Wow.
Correct.
This
That
is
means the thought keeps continuing. It is contiguous.
even after life. So that's why he says it has enormous power. Enormous and superior to all the successive physical acts. A thought a thought summons and directs units as elemental beings which have to build out the design of the thought. So it calls and directs units as elemental beings which have to build out the thought, the design of the thought. The power of a thought, when compared to the visible effect produced by it, is of an enormous towering quality. And indeed, it must be so, because one of the parents is the intelligence, which by its light leads to the thought, some of its creative power, while the other parent is the doer of the triune self. And behind the thought stands the whole force of nature. So, so that
No, all that is
exceeded
available. But then the thing is, the fundamental thing is, while everything is available, it is the ability of you to comprehend and create. The entire power lies within that thought.
And also he says he has two parents. One is the light of
Correct.
intelligence, one is doer of the triune self. Yeah.
Exactly. You see, what is the use of giving you power when you don't know how to utilize it?
Yes.
Hmm.
The power of a thought is expressed in the acts, objects, and events in which it is made, for manifest to manifest. Great or small, they are shadows on the physical plane, projections of the projections by the thought. In such a vast, powerful, and lasting being are potentially a great many physical acts, objects, and events which gradually appears out of it, like all that all comes out of a seed. See, like the plant comes out of seed. So all this, the exteriorization comes from the thought. There are many more thoughts generated than there are men, animals, plants, and things in this world. Wow. So yeah, because we generate like 60,000 thoughts a day. Uh, some thoughts are insignificant, like that of plucking an apple or of saying, "How are you?" habitually. Some thoughts are important, such as the definite and far-reaching thoughts of William Penn, the philanthropist, or of Camillo Cabot, the statesman. It is therefore difficult to cover the whole field accurately and completely. The statements here made must of necessity be general, incomplete, and subjected to explanation and exceptions. So he cannot cover everything.
Yeah. No, exactly. Right. Some have to be explained. Some of them are exceptions. There's so many stages in which the thoughts exist. Yeah.
The only thing he says that normal things like how are you and all, these are all insignificant. It doesn't make any impact.
No. There the word is habitually.
Yeah.
That means thoughts can be without thinking. Right? Some thoughts are important. That means they need more light. They are definite. They are carrying a lot of light. Some you may have to explain, you may have to clarify, and so on. Of various types you have. Yeah, let's continue.
Thoughts are either conceived, gestated, and born, or are former thoughts of the same or another person, which are received, entertained, and issued again. Usually, a thought conceived and born is entertained and issued many times before it is exteriorized. So,
Correct.
That
means you rethink, you think, and then correct.
The atmosphere of the triune self. There is a nature organization as well as the constitution of a triune self for thinking and the consequent production and exteriorization of thoughts. Okay. So there is a nature organization, it seems.
Yeah.
So, as well as the constitution of triune self thinking. Okay. The nature organization in the body comprises the four senses, their systems and organs, and the physical atmosphere. The constitution of the triune self comprises the portion of its doer, its thinker, and the knower and their atmospheres and breaths.
Correct.
The
So
nature,
this is very important to understand. No? So please
yeah.
reread this again.
Okay, there is a nature organization as well as the constitution of a triune self for thinking and the consequent production and exteriorization of thoughts. So, for all these, it goes through the
There are
nature
two
organ
entities. There is the nature organization in the
and
journey
also
of a thought to exteriorization, as well as there is a constitution of the triune self. So we need to understand these two in order to manifest something. And how is that organized? So the first step, nature
the nature
organization in the body is equal to the
four
ecosystem
senses.
of the nature organization in the body is the four senses, the systems associated, and the organs, right? And further, the physical atmosphere. Everything is in the environment. Okay. Now, the constitution of the triune self comprises the portions of its doers, thinkers, and knowers, and their atmosphere, which is also populated with their breath. So the same breath is there here also. Just think about it, okay? The physical environment, yeah, Lakshmi.
That means our thoughts um, can be one of the thoughts in the collective constitution of the like whatever thoughts
Hmm.
generally we have. Can
Hmm.
it be one of the thoughts from the collective constitution which you're talking about?
Yes. See, look at it this way.
Oh,
What is he talking about? Let us take a thought, okay?
hmm,
Let us consider a thought,
okay.
okay?
The
Now,
triune.
what is
Okay.
he saying?
Hmm,
Now, you as the human being is here, right?
yes.
Okay, you are the human being. You have your nature side, you have your intelligent side. Yes?
Yes.
Are you able to
Yes. Yes.
visualize that? Right? So, on the
Yeah.
nature side, you have your physical senses, you have your physical body, and you have the atmosphere pertaining to them. Correct?
Hmm. Yes.
So,
Yes.
if you really look at your physical body, what do you have? You have your, right, emotional
Yes.
body, you have all
Senses.
your seven bodies, etc. Correct?
Yes. Hmm.
Now,
All the
they,
seven bodies.
right, now, the constitution of the triune self,
Triune
this is
self.
part of the visible and invisible, all put together is the impact, right? So, the triune self comprises of portions of its doer. You are also connected to one more entity that we call, right? We are learning that in our this one. Whom are we connected with?
A higher self.
Exactly, right? That higher self has got portions of the doer, the thinker, and the knower,
Hmm.
right?
Okay.
So these are the two things. So answering your question, the answer is yes. But visualizing that answer to the question consists all of these,
Wonderful.
correct?
Okay. So we have to align our physical elements to the
Ah,
mother intelligence, which is again aligned with
so
the constitution of triune
correct. That
self.
is the full
So
ecosystem of
the
one
needed
thought.
to.
See, that is the full
Okay.
ecosystem of one thought. But
Beautiful. Yeah.
because of the umbrellas of each component involved, or the amount of light that is available in each of these, our recognition of that entire ecosystem is missed out. That is the highlighted point. Let's go ahead, ma'am. We'll get that.
Thank
The
you.
nature organization in the
Good
body
question,
is
Lakshmi. Very good question. Yeah.
the nature organization in the body is arranged to receive the impulse, pull and pressure of nature, which comes through the openings and nerve centers in the body. Through these, the four senses are reached and compelled. The senses act on their respective four systems through the sympathetic or involuntary nervous system. All of this is the natural and involuntary activity of the body.
Correct. So that is that nature side. You have your involuntary nervous system. All the functions that it is doing is the nature side of the human body. Let's go further.
A triune self has three parts: the psychic part or doer, the mental part or thinker, and the noetic part or knower. A portion of the doer is in the kidneys and adrenals. The thinker contacts the heart and lungs, and the knower contacts the pituitary body and the pineal body.
Is
These
that
three
clear?
parts.
So here, these are all part of the triune self when you break it down. Here we only see everything that is physical. When we talk about ourselves as the Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, right? The Annamaya Kosha is the physical entity. All the others, right? You have the passage of the three parts, the psychic, astral, emotional, right? So all these are, their organs are there in the body, which is used by both sides. Are you able to think about it? Read this. A portion of, see, it has got two components. We all agreed to that. We are all clear that you have got your physical entity and you have got your triune self. I see absolute.
Yes,
What
sir.
is this man
Understood.
talking on the face?
Yes, sir.
Right?
No, no.
I'm seeing the
It's
expression. That is why I love the people who have put their faces on the screen.
Videos.
We can actually read. Yeah? Right? So, a portion of the doer is in the kidneys and adrenals. So, if the doer is here, that means you are, what does that mean? What does this translate to? So,
It
at this
causes
level,
the
it is your,
feeling and desire.
feeling and desire,
Yeah, that's what.
right?
Yeah.
They are influenced by, right? Your feeling and desire is influenced or impacts your kidneys and adrenals, right? Let's go.
Yes.
Thinker. So, in the heart and this one, you have the
Lungs, heart and lungs.
no,
Reason. Yeah, right. Reasoning.
rightness and so now, okay.
So
So,
imbalancing
right,
these things leads to the failure of those parts or
correct. The
troublesome of
functioning
those
of the
parts.
parts decides to what extent you are letting this come or you are holding it back. That becomes your energy in motion, which is emotion.
So then if somebody is suffering from kidney problems or if they've gone through kidney replacement, What does that mean? That they have something they are extremely desiring and it did not, they were not able to
Exactly.
achieve it?
They are not balancing their feeling and desire at a high level. That is what it means. That means their thoughts,
Mm,
right?
mm.
Their thoughts are not manifesting the way they expect. So they are living under stress. That is what it means.
I know she is no more, but she was spiritually, in the sense she well aware, or she had a lot of knowledge
Spiritually
in
or
terms of
religiously.
both ways. So you give her any aspect, she would talk about Reiki, she would talk
No, no,
about healing.
talking about is not experiencing it.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm just telling, she has
Hmm.
experienced all of this. She would teach religiously also. She was very simply religious. And in spite of all this, when she got through, she had this diabetes problem, severe diabetes, and then blood pressure, and then it led into kidney problem. It was replaced. She was able to handle that also well, in the sense she, I think I had known her only for 3 or 4 years, and in that time she was always in sufferance. But she had all this even before we
The
met her.
moment, say, no, 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 that is why I think, as I said,
Mm,
there are two diagrams that I should always keep it looks like.
And also, see, Patriji, he
mm,
died
Right.
because of
Patriji died because,
kidney problem. But that is
see,
his so some we don't
no,
know,
no,
but that problem.
no, no, no. See, let us leave that aside. Let us understand, right?
Mm,
There are so many factors which are involved in this, right?
mm,
You take the person that you are referring to, right?
mm,
Somewhere a damage that has been caused has not got rectified,
mhm,
right? So what are you doing? You are changing the composition of this gray matter.
mm,
For that part to recover, right? For that part to recover, all the qualities, all the timings, everything has to be normal.
mm,
If there is a variation, even though you may know the whole subject,
mm.
that just like
if you
your
don't
gulp,
apply,
just like the gulp experiment that we all did,
Ah,
right? The moment you say you are somebody else, you are not able to digest it.
mm,
Correct?
yeah, right.
You may be aware of it, you may not be aware of it. But the background system, your involuntary system will continue to do its manufacturing process.
Mm. So you mean manufacturing process, negative or unwanted processes? Is that what you mean?
Oh, that manufacturing process is there. Your awareness should exploit that manufacturing process to stay within certain boundaries.
Oh, okay, okay,
Okay.
okay.
So,
Mm,
and the other thing is anything that is physically created has got an expiry date.
true.
The processes do not have an expiry date, but
Okay,
the manifestation will always have an expiry date.
okay.
So thoughts will continue. That is why he's saying thoughts will go beyond your expiry date.
Okay.
Okay. The thoughts will continue to influence. Patriji's thought was 18 principles of PSSM. Right? Are they still continuing? Right? Even though it is more than a year since he has been with us physically. Right? So,
Yes.
but when it comes to looking at the thought and its manifestation and the process involved, right? The ecosystem has got the triune self playing a role. It has got your nature side playing a role. All those, the way they act, how are they connected to the individual is through organs. The organs are there, both of them impact it one way or the other. When I say both, it means your nature side and your triune self, both of them influence this. That is what we need to be taking cognizance of.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Sir, I have one question. So here,
Yes.
rightness and reason. Can you give one example of what is rightness and reason?
What is rightness and reason?
Actually, in Unified, we are going through that.
No. I'm just trying to integrate all to give the answer. That is why I'm taking time. Otherwise, it would have come out naturally. So, what is rightness and reason? We have certain divine qualities, right? Kirti ma'am.
Yes, sir. Sir, don't call ma'am. You can say Kirti. Yeah.
No. I'm not looking at you from a physical existence, right? Now, if you really think about the divine qualities, right? They all lead to one entity. Okay? Now, manifesting, staying aligned to that quality in your existence is equal to rightness and reason.
Okay.
Got it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, got it, sir.
Now, anything that is, for example, let us take what Wipro says about integrity. Wipro has projected an image of integrity. Right? Now, how does it stay aligned to integrity?
We're maintaining it.
It has a definition for everyone to understand. Beautiful definition. Anything that withstands public scrutiny is integrity. Okay. Has he integrated the existence of, or has he defined and simplified the meaning of rightness and reason there? In that single sentence, he has empowered everyone, saying that our policy, right, of this one. So, if you take any action and it can be it demonstrates the ability to withstand public scrutiny, then that is integrity. Got it? So, has he defined the rightness and reason there?
Yeah.
That is the way we need to understand our existence.
Okay.
Okay. Good question.
Sir, one quick
Yeah.
clarification on this.
Mm.
So, doer, thinker, and knower. So, these three
Mm.
areas, I mean, we are associating those with the internal parts of our body. So, do you think, for example, people who is suffering from heart disease, their thinking is not right? That could be because, or is it associated like kidney issue? I think Ratna ma'am was saying earlier. Is it like their? I mean, I'm just trying to understand. These three areas are like, or doer, thinker, and knower. Is it their thought level? Is it not right, and they are ending up in those kind of health challenges in those areas? Can we think like that or no?
Okay. Right. I have written two words here. Okay.
Mm.
वो दरवाजा बंद रखो. Right. These are two types of systems that we have.
Mm.
In the body, we have these two systems, and the combined output of these two systems is the one second. Right? This becomes the human body. Okay, you have your human
Sir,
body.
a small
Huh.
request. When you write something on the screen, please also read it out just for accessibility.
Yeah, but then I can't read out a diagram, right?
No, I understand. Yeah, just words.
Words I'm anyway reading out. So you have the voluntary and you have the involuntary system,
Yeah.
which is to be seen as, okay, this mechanism or working this manifestation process, this transformation process. Sureka, so far clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, each of them has got one associated system and corresponding organs in the body.
Mm.
When there is a malfunction, this will not function properly.
Yeah.
Don't go to the reasons why did it malfunction. There are so many. There is no limit. Right?
Okay.
There is no. Getting it?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm.
Now, that state of malfunction, you have given a number of names. You have called it healthy, unhealthy. Okay? In unhealthy, you have got headache, simple, chronic, acute, right? So you have got various classifications of that.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm.
Now, right, that is the disease.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm.
Now, why is that happening? Because of the malfunction. At which part, at which layer is for us to decipher and rectify.
Mm.
Getting it?
Yeah.
Right? So that way it becomes very important. Now, you replace the name of the impact. Now, if you want to go to the reason why that happened, there is a variation in the pattern, the energy flow, there is a malfunction at one particular point that it has got introduced by virtue of voluntary or involuntary functioning of these components. It could be at the raw material stage, it could be at the finished good stage. And all the entire process is a point of failure, is an ability, is open to introduction of point of failure. There is no single point of failure. There is a distributed point of failure. Have you got the whole thing?
Yeah. So basically, there could be multiple reasons why
Correct. Right. That is why we say, that is why Patriji and GK sir say, spiritual intellect is the root and physical health is the
health
fruit.
is the fruit.
Now you are getting the actual construct of that sentence broken down. Why are they saying physical health is dependent on your spiritual health?
The thought processes.
No, not only that, the homeostasis, the normal state of its creativity is in
Is
its
normal.
correct. And that has got three components: meditation, swadhyaya, sajjana sangha.
So, Chandragartha, so then you said in the formative stages itself, there can be an effect, right? That is right.
That is karmic. Okay.
Okay.
See, that is why they say pain is inevitable. Suffering is a choice.
Sorry.
Okay.
Was I on mute?
Yeah, you were on mute. If you had asked a question, you were in mute. You are just now unmuted yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Please, sorry.
Right. So now think.
So then she was around 50 or maybe 52, 53. She passed because of COVID. When you're saying formative age, formative state, so that means this would have happened, or this kidney ailment was going to happen to her when she was in the fetus. Is that what you mean? In the
It
fetus
might
form?
be something. It might be something she has chosen as a lesson to overcome.
Okay.
Lakshmi, you have a question?
No, sir. Actually, when you talk, I was also answering. I thought I
Okay.
interrupted.
You are on mute. So why don't you do it now so that we can relate to it and
No, I was saying to myself that it is the culmination of all the karmas, the present choice they were making, and some in the soul when comes here in the lifetime when they are spiritually awakening, and they could sometimes change the soul plan, or like, no, I don't
they
say
can.
it is soul plan, like they can say that,
No, they can
I
change
want
their
to
soul plan.
clear off my karma.
Correct.
So I want to clear my karma so that next time I'll start afresh. So that it's not that what they have done now, but their choice to take the karma. And sometimes people also take on them the energy, which as a part of like what they work for the earth, Mother Earth. So I was saying that I thought I was unmuted.
100%
I
right.
was like,
Yeah,
thanks.
perfect.
I'm absolutely
Only
sorry.
thing there I would also add is, when I talk about karma, Karma again has got three components. What are they?
Mm-hmm. I don't know,
Lesson
sir.
stands or no one more thing.
No.
You mean
Karma
to say
itself
prarabdha
has
karma or
got.
sanchita karma? Okay.
Oh yeah,
Ah,
Sanchita Prarabdha
right.
Agami.
Now, what is Sanchita karma?
Is like you.
Accumulation of so many births.
Correct. So, it is something for which you had already planted the foundation. It is some deliverable in progression. Yes. Which will transform itself as it manifests into prarabdha.
Prarabdha karma.
Okay. It will transform itself to prarabdha. What you are doing, and within this time frame, only so much can be done. So if you draw a Gantt chart of a project management principle using either Microsoft project or this one, and project this whole journey between the lifetime A and B, this is what you can achieve. Just look at, see, on one side, on the x-axis, let us draw a line which says this is life or this soul journey. Okay. Now, this soul journey during the time frame of, let us say, 20th century, 21st century, 22nd century. Okay. This is the overall journey of the soul plan. This is going to have lessons that are complete. This is going to have lessons that are incomplete or future. Okay. These are the lessons that are making up your karma.
Yes.
This is your karma. It has got the three components. It can start here, and you have chosen this span, a particular span, to be, let us say, 75. In 75 years, you can only complete a set of lessons. Some lessons will be lessons in progression. Some will be foundation for the future. Are you able to visualize this?
Yes.
All of them are connected by what you call a plan. When you choose that plan for a life, that becomes a project, correct? This project is your purpose of life. Are you able to now follow the whole thing? This is what Lakshmi ma'am was talking about.
Okay.
Right, Lakshmi?
Yes, sir.
Now you see, in this circles, spheres, and this one, we have covered the entire life plan. Which if someone had asked me 4 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to say one word. That is what meditation has the potential to do to us. Right? Yeah, let's continue. So
Chandrika,
all this, yeah,
complete that sentence, Andy.
no,
Please
no.
complete.
I was asking, I was about to go over. So basically, all this plan, when it is getting delivered, has got a system behind it, which is all of this, right? All of this is part of the system. Got it?
Mm. So
This is
in
how the
that,
whole thing is getting executed.
okay. Okay. In this is going to be my last question before we progress.
Hmm.
So in this plan, in this
See,
project,
in these discussions, there is no limit on questions. There is
okay,
only one objective. That is, all of us should be on the same page.
okay.
Now, also understand that one who doesn't, or one who is asking question, doesn't mean that he has not understood. At the same time, the other side of the picture also is very true. That means those who are not asking questions doesn't mean they have understood. Right? So I welcome questions.
Thank you. So
Okay.
in the text where you have written project, right? There
Hmm.
in this whole project, in this whole lifetime, where will the all the kind of karmas that we just spoke about, Sanchita Prarabdha, how will they fit in there? Or can you explain that, please?
Oh, very easily. I've done that so many times, right?
But
You have
I think my
forgotten.
understanding, no,
No,
my
no, 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 no.
understanding is
You have
evolved now.
understood, you have forgotten.
I feel it is evolving now.
No, 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 no. See, if I write, so I've drawn a triangle here, Ramakrishna Garu. Okay. Okay. The reason I am writing is so that I hold you, your thought process at ransom. It is, right? That is the reason why I am writing and drawing. Otherwise, it appears as though this is a classroom. This is not. Okay. So, whatever is this project plan that you have created, you call it purpose of life. Okay.
Mm.
Imagine a triangle. At the top of it, you have lessons.
Mm.
Okay. To the right, you have talent.
Mm.
And to the left, you have goals.
Mm.
They are all existing, just like an ERP. Everything, you pay me, I will enable the license, otherwise it is disabled. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
So everything is built into one entity. Based upon our awareness, we are opening up each of the potential to reality. Got it?
Mm.
Hmm?
Yes.
So your lessons, your lessons, your talent, and your goal
Goals.
together is equal to the project.
Right.
Okay. They may be visible, they may be invisible.
Okay.
So how do you pull them out? You need to, you pull them out through your experiences, through your memories, your feelings, your actions.
Okay.
Where are they going to act? They will emanate as thoughts, right? That
Mm.
thought, that experience, that memory, that feeling, that emotion, which is basically the energy, will be utilized by the systems and breath that you have in your body. Okay? That thought as emotion, as energy will pass through your respiratory, through your circulatory, through your digestive, through your generative systems and associated organs. Right? The connectivity or the lack of it is the availability of the nervous links or the links eliminated. Right? Their ability to handle or fall a prey is your immune system.
Okay.
Okay? All of them are at every stage transforming themselves from the raw material, which is fire, air, water, and earth crust, in line with the pattern and the intrinsic composition of those elementals or the units. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. All of these together is giving you, when you look at them as an integrated deliverable, it is experience. Let's take a practical example. I am going to a hotel to experience the thali that they serve. What all is part of that experience? Your journey from wherever you are to that destination, right? The traffic conditions that you pass through, the preparation of the cook, the chef there, your expectations of what those dishes that are going to be served, and their ability to create the dish. That dish has got a color, it has got a level of cooking, it has got a flavor, it has got an aroma. All those are part and parcel of the experience.
Right. Yes.
Right? But
Yes.
you don't visualize all of those. You visualize an experience.
Okay.
Okay? You go there. The energies that you have created are, let us say, at easiest way to compare. Let us compare it to sound and say it is 50 decibels. Okay. You go there, you consume it, and you get it at 70 decibels. That means noise is more. The music that you expected is less. Okay. Are you changing this environment?
Yes.
Right? You are dissatisfied. Are you changing it? So now what happens? Dr. David Hawkins comes into picture. Is your outcome falling under hate, craving, negative, or whatever it is, right? And then changing the flow of energy in the body in its activity.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All these are going to be guiding the overall functioning. Now let us go back. Right? That is one lesson. That the ability to withstand that pressure is the skill, or it is part of the lesson. If your skill is more, then you will compare and say, अरे यार वो तो उसको बनाना नहीं आता है. He doesn't know how to cook. That is why this dish has become like this. That means you are releasing, instead of understanding the lesson, the talent, and your goal, you have changed the paradigm completely. Right? See how intricately the entire thing is connected. Need to understand how to disable this gesture. While talking, if I raise my hand, that fellow is saying I have raised my hand. Okay. Right. So now you see how it is getting executed.
So when he releases that, if he did not like the ambience or the food, then if he just says that it is not good, he's releasing, he's not harboring it inside.
He is not harboring it, but if he is holding it back, right? Now what is happening? Every breath that you are taking is taking that coated component as a unit to build up the effective organ.
No, when he's not holding it back, then there should not be. I mean, when he's released
They
it, there
should
should not be
not.
any
But
effect.
then,
Okay.
now bring in the gulp experiment. Is he aware that he is holding back or not? Because there is a background process that is taking place.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I sit and give a lecture here. I understand the theory, but am I really experiencing that fully?
Okay. Okay. So he might
So
be
it is
letting
easy
go.
for me to come to the platform, take a mic in hand, and then talk about it. But when I go back, am I living in that paradigm or the environment that I have created when I lecture? Or I don't like something and I immediately blow up, right?
Okay.
Okay. So I am either creating or damaging because I don't understand the constitution. Any one area of the nature's organization or the corresponding constitution which is interacting and involved in the conversion process, right? Which is basically resulting in this, which is resulting in the flow of energy within my body, the pattern with which all my karmic lessons are quoted. Every chapter here is part of the lesson, right? They are sitting as my Akashic records all around, right? I am going to take that in. My chakra system is going to generate that kind of a component.
Yes.
Got it?
Yeah.
How the whole thing is integrated. Our awareness is either yes or no.
Yeah.
Our awareness is in the domain of I recognize. Okay. If I don't recognize, I will be thinking, Arey, why did this thing come and spoil? Right? How do I get out of it? Oh, I will take a couple of tablets. Now, tablets will come in and create their own energy pattern. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They will go to the kidneys because all of these have got a role to play in the voluntary and involuntary functioning of each of the component. And when I am going to subject myself to stress, I have to disease myself. Got it? How beautifully the entire system is organized. And unfortunately, Dr. Percival had to come all the way from wherever he is to tell us how things work. Yeah. So, ma'am, we'll continue till... no, this is too big. So, where do we stop then?
Let's stop here because
Yeah, we'll stop with this. Let's complete this particular para and then stop.
The nature organization in the body is arranged to receive the impulse, pull, and pressure of nature, which comes through the openings and nerve centers of in the body through these four senses and are reached and compelled. The senses act on their respective four systems through the sympathetic or involuntary nervous system. All of this is the natural and involuntary activity of the body.
Got it? Whatever we discussed now, so far, is the creation and the damaging. Both of them are integrated into. Clear?
But because it's happening involuntarily without awareness.
Correct.
The,
So the
the
moment
sense.
you are aware, you have the ability to utilize the phrase, where attention goes, energy flows.
Yes.
Got it?
Mm.
Yes. So any further question?